Alright, you guys, so this is a little bit different of a video. Over on my Facebook group, I asked if, in a poll, I asked if you guys would like me to do a TTC update or a TTC Storytime. So, majority of you guys voted for the TTC Storytime. I'm not sure if it's just because it's something you've never really seen or whatever, but I found out on the first of the year that we are pregnant again. So that's just a little disclaimer, not disclaimer, but spoiler alert. So I'll start back at October 23rd. So we went to a prenatal appointment. We were pregnant and we were supposed to be 18 weeks and 3 days. So at that appointment, she couldn't find the heartbeat. I have a whole, I'm no longer pregnant, I think is the title of the video. I'll leave it up in the cards somewhere on the top corners. That little clickable I button. So I'll leave it linked there in case you guys missed it, but I go more in depth in that video. But we decided, I talked to my doctor and everything, and when we found out that that pregnancy had ended, but my body didn't recognize it, she told me I could either take medication or go for a D&C, and she told me to mull it over for a couple of days. I called the next morning and told her I would like to get it done as soon as possible because I was still carrying this pregnancy that was no longer gonna end up as anything. We had found out that baby had stopped growing at 15 weeks and 4 days, so I carried the baby for almost 3 weeks without my body realizing that they were no longer there. Sorry, I'm going to be wiping my nose and my mouth. These pregnancy allergies are horrible. Anyways, so that was on October 23rd that we found out. October 24th, we scheduled the D&C for the 25th of October. And that's actually the day that we were supposed to go for our anatomy scan and find out the gender. So it was like a bittersweet, not even sweet. It was like it was just a bad day because we were supposed to find out the gender, but here we were having surgery to remove baby. So I waited the 6 weeks and I had a follow-up appointment scheduled for December 7th. My cycle had actually started on December 5th, so cycle day 3 was actually on the 7th when I went to my appointment. We started on Femara that same day, and I took it cycle day 3 through 7, and on cycle day 22, I went for progesterone level checks to see if I had ovulated and stuff like that. But turns out, I was supposed to go on the 21st cycle day, but that was actually Christmas Day, so I was not able to go in and get my blood work done. So they told me to go on the 22nd cycle day, which was the 26th of December. I said, okay, I got my blood work drawn. They called me 2 or 3 days later, I want to say it was 2 days later, and told me that I did not actually ovulate that month. So she said I could still test here in 2 weeks, a week and a half or so if I did not get my period, but it would most likely be negative and I would need Provera to get my period if I had not gotten it. So I was like, okay, I was in this really deep fog. I was really hopeful for the month going in. I had bought some baby stuff with Christmas gift cards that I had gotten, and Christmas presents. A lot of my Christmas presents were baby stuff and stuff like that. So I was very hopeful going into the cycle. And then I got that phone call and it was like my world came crashing down essentially, because I was told that I did not ovulate even on Femara. So I was really broken and upset at the world. And my one friend messaged me, and she was actually testing already. She took a test, it was positive, and I got really mad, and I couldn't even handle it because I was so frustrated that I hadn't even ovulated. So on the first of the year, I went in and I took a test, and going into the test, I was like, I know this is going to be negative, but I've wasted so much money on pregnancy tests already. What's one more dollar? I just used a Dollar Tree cheap test. So I was like, I wasted how much money on negative tests? What's one more dollar? So I took that, and I was so shocked. Like, it was a barely visible line, but it was there. I don't know if you guys are going to be able to see it, but it is there. You guys see that? So I took this test again on the first of the year at 6 o'clock at night, and I was just in disbelief because the doctor had told me I didn't ovulate. So we were heading over to his friend's, Tim's friend's house that night to hang out because we were going to go over on New Year's Eve, but the roads were bad or whatever. We ended up not going on New Year's Eve, so we went New Year's Day, later at night. So I took this one here at 6 o'clock at night, and that was with like a 2.5 hour hold or so. So I ended up having to go pee again at 8. I did take one of these little like cheap internet dip ones, but it showed up negative, so I kind of got my hopes up a little bit when I took the first one, and then the internet one came back as negative, and I was kind of broken. Not broken, but let down. So on the way to his friend's house, we stopped and got first response tests. He picked up a 2-pack, and around 12:30, it was like 12:21 or something like that in the morning. So it was like a 4.5 hour hold from 8 o'clock till 12, like 8 o'clock at night till 12:30 roughly a.m. in the morning. And this is that test. It's like so hard because I have to like bend down so you guys can see. So this was the very first like blazing type positive that we got, that it was noticeable. And then later that morning I took 2 tests. Or no, I took 1 test. This is not the Walmart brand, it's not the First Signal, but it's the DG Health, the Dollar General test. They're the same exact thing, so I picked them up because they're more convenient to get. They are 12 cents more, a whole 12 cents more. So I got this, and I took this at 10 o'clock in the morning, and I got that. So obviously that was positive. I called my doctor and I was like, hey, I just wanted to let you, I wanted to report to you guys that I got a couple positive pregnancy tests, and I wanted to get in and get blood work done and get everything checked, because at my follow-up appointment back in December, on December 7th, I was told that I was going to be high risk for this pregnancy, being that we lost our baby, Austin, at such a late time. Most miscarriages happen between 6 and 8 weeks, but baby ended up making it to 15.4, but we had thought I was 18.3 because my body just never recognized it. So I was going to be put on high risk immediately. I would get put on progesterone suppositories as soon as we got blood work confirming the pregnancy. So I called her. I was like, hey, I just wanted to report positive pregnancy tests. I went in yesterday. So yesterday was the 3rd. Yes, the 3rd. But I took 2 of these tests that morning before I went in to get my blood work. So I took this one here. You cannot see that second line like at all. Like trying to hold it so I can see. Like it's there, but it's barely visible. And then I took this one, and again, it's the first signal, or not the first signal, but just like it. And I got that. And again, that was at 9 a.m. And I went to get my blood work around 10:30 yesterday afternoon, or yesterday morning. I called my doctor, actually, rewind to this morning, around 8. I took this internet cheapie, so the line is a little bit more visible. So the bottom is going to be today, the top is going to be yesterday's. So like the lines there, and they are getting a little bit darker, but it still wasn't really enough to ease my mind, really, but I took that one this morning, and I had saved my FMU, my first morning urine. I peed in a cup, obviously, because you can't pee on these little things. So I just peed in the cup and just said, I'll put it off to the side, I'll save it, and if my blood work comes in today and it's around 100 or above 100, I will go ahead and take the other 2 tests that I do have. So I came in this room because Tim was still sleeping, and I called my OB and I was like, hey, just calling to see if I got my blood work results came back, and she said that they had and that they were positive, and she told me my levels were 98.5, and that I was to go in tomorrow, Friday the 5th, to get follow-up blood work, make sure everything's doubling correctly, stuff like that. And then if that comes back perfectly normal, then I will be put on the suppositories. So with my FMU, my first morning urine, I took the first response of the package. We got a box of 2 and a clear blue digital. I've had these for about 1.5 years, and it was expiring this month anyway, so I was like, what the heck, I'll take it, because it's an actual digital and it'll help like baffle me, I guess, that I am pregnant, because I've gotten so many not pregnants on these. So this was the first response I took this morning. So nice and good dark line. This was the one I took on the 2nd. So these were like 12 days, or not 12 days, 2 days apart. So the top was the 2nd, and then the bottom was the 4th. So they are darker, nice dark bottom line here. So I was very happy about that. And then the clear blue digital says pregnant. So it has been verified by the doctor, and I'm so excited. But just a little disclaimer, I don't like the dip tests, because I have such a blazing positive on the first response, and I even got a digital to tell me pregnant, but yet you can barely see that second line right there. You can barely see it. It is right here. You can barely see it. So I don't care for those. They're not very sensitive. This is 50 or something like that, and it says pregnant, but that one does not say anything. I don't know the sensitivity on these, but it was still within the expiration date. They didn't expire until August of this year, but these are the Generation Guard pregnancy tests, and they're not my favorite things in the world, but I do still have one more I'll probably take next week or something like that. But those are all of the tests that I have taken. And Tim, I think, is going to tell his mom tonight, and he was waiting to get blood work back to confirm, so I think that he is going to tell her tonight, and then I want to go see my dad and let him know, because I don't want to tell him over the phone. I want to tell him in person that he's expecting another grandchild. When I say another, because even though Austin is not on earth, they are an angel baby up with my mama up in heaven. He still has that grandbaby. That grandbaby is still his grandbaby. So I started working on this. I still need to get Tim's fingerprints. He's like adamant about doing it. Or he doesn't want to do it. So I've got my handprint here with paint, and then his handprint is going to go right here. Probably take up like this whole space here. And then with markers, like a paint marker, I'm going to write like baby Frantz coming September 2018, something like that. On my One Pregnancy app, it says my estimated due date is September 11th of this year. So I 4 weeks and 2 days roughly, I think, is what I would be. But sorry, I'm really tired. I have started taking my B6 vitamin because the morning sickness has already started. It's mostly whenever I walk after I eat, and like yesterday we went to Chinese and I couldn't even eat my fortune cookie while we were there because I was feeling so nauseous. And then I got home and I ate my fortune cookies because the Chinese people, they gave me 8 to bring home because I wasn't able to eat anything in the store or in the restaurant, and we had paid for the bread or the food. They gave me 8 because they're just really nice, and I came home and ate them a couple of hours later when I was feeling better, and they did not stay. So toilet has 1, fortune cookies 0. So it was awful, but I started taking my B6, and hopefully soon it will get built back up in my system, and long enough, hopefully it doesn't take too long to help with my morning sickness, because this is like the only thing that helped me last time. The other thing I am taking this time is the prenatal multivitamin with folic acid, the Spring Valley brand. So they are big, but they're not like as big as other prenatals that I've seen. You get 100 tablets in the bottle, and you take 1 pill a day. So they look weird and gross. Let's see if I can hold it here. So they look grainy and look disgusting, but they're really not. They're not too big. Sorry about my furnace. I don't know how loud it's going to be when I'm in here. But it's really not that bad, and they're nice and smooth. They're coated. And I'm going to finish out this bottle. Then I'm going to switch back to the Vitafusion prenatal gummies that I have. I think I have 3 bottles, 2 or 3 bottles of those left from last time. I had switched over to these because those were $10 a bottle compared to like $3 a bottle. So I switched over to these, but I will switch back over to those when this bottle is empty. And then once those ones are gone, then I will go back to these because they do have the folic acid. So those are my prenatals. But yeah, so lesson for you guys: if you guys are like me and you don't ovulate on your own and you need medical intervention, whether it be Clomid or Femara or some other thing, and you go on cycle day 21 for your progesterone, just know that they might tell you you didn't ovulate or something, but it's very possible that you did. On Femara, my cycles are usually 35 days long, so I don't know if maybe that's why. I think when I did the math, I was supposed to ovulate on the 25th or the 26th, so like cycle day 21 or 22, and I don't know if maybe that's why the results came back as I didn't ovulate, but I don't know, because I got a positive test on the 1st, and if I didn't ovulate until the 5th, then I was only 5 DPO when I got that positive. I probably ovulated closer to the 18th or the 19th or the 17th or something, about the middle of the month probably, but I did not take OPKs this month, or nor will I ever, probably in the future, because they are so stressful to me. But yeah, that's it for this TTC story time. I hope you guys like this. Again, I am about 4 weeks and 2 days, so my bump dates will be starting at 8 weeks. I will do like a 4 through like 7 or 4 through 8, so like a 4-week span, and I'll probably start doing them every 2 weeks. So like I'll do 4 to 8, and then I'll do like 8 to 10, 10 to 12, up until about 20 weeks, and then 20 weeks I'll probably start doing them every week. So if that's something you guys would be interested in, be sure to subscribe to my channel and hit that notification bell for whenever I post new videos. I do weekly vlogs that are up on Sundays, and I would love it if you guys stuck around and came along on this journey with me. And if you guys have any questions or even recommendations for videos that you guys would like to see, go ahead and leave them down in the comment section. And again, my no longer pregnant video will be either one of these quarters, and you guys could go and check that out if you guys were interested to know more about what happened and like the day-to-day activity that had happened from that point. And yeah, so that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you guys all in my next video. Bye!